um, I guess I'm going to be sending out a message about a special event, Global Summit, Women's Summit we're going to have on March 8th because it's International Women's Day. So I think it's going to be time for us to do something special. So we're going to come together, okay? So
there's some very strong energies I want to keep connected to. I just made you co-host because I'm getting that there are a couple more coming, but I don't want to wait any longer.
sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Glad to see you back. Welcome, everybody, and welcome for the first time if you didn't make it to the last one. So I'm going to be going into the channeling state right here. I know the guys have a lot to say today, and I'm going to be bringing in messages specifically for this group about business, as well as I'm going to put this video up on replay. So it will be for anybody that you feel guided to share this with as well. So let me just make sure I'm really connected in, and then I'm going to begin. Do you know that everything that is happening in this time, and that everything that is happening to you personally, is about love? It is about how much love you can take. It is about how much love you can receive. It is about how much love you can circulate and express back into the world. You have no idea the amount of love that is being poured onto you. When you're in your deepest challenges, when you look at the world and you see the things that are broken, when you look to your own lives, maybe your families, your family history, the corruption that's going on in the world, all of the problems, you must remember, or do your best at that time to remember, that the purpose of all of this is remembering to love even then, even now, even when it seems dark. Even when it seems like you can't find a way out, even when it seems like there is no solution. We are here with great tidings today. There are many angels blessing this gathering today and showering tidings of joy. It is such a joyous time on your planet. It is a time of coming together. It is a time of healing. It is a time of ending the old repeating past for good, forever, for always. Many of you, this is your role. In fact, almost all of you on this call, and it will be listening to this, this is your role. And it is in the business world, for the most part, of how do you apply these things? How do you teach a world to be spiritual and to love when they've been taught that they are less, when they are taught that they have to compete, when they are disconnected from their own connection to higher power? We like the word source. How do you teach these people to reconnect? How do you teach these people to heal and the benefits of healing? And the knowing that all the wrongdoing that has ever been done on your planet for any reason, in any name, in any erroneous thought or archetype or misalignment can all be undone. For all of you that choose it, this can be undone for you all personally in this lifetime, and that you will be serving and bringing goods and services to in the future. They can have it all undone in their lifetimes as well. But how do you remember that when it looks like things are going crazy? How do you remember that when everything that you have ever known gets spun on its head? Many of you are aware of many of the things that are wrong in this planet. You're aware of the deep levels and the deep roots of corruption, of evil, of wrongdoing, and wrongdoing done intentionally. We are challenging you today, and challenging in the best sense, setting before you a dream, an archetype, something to reach towards. How do you personally find it on your own path, on your own journey, when you are asleep, when you are blindsided, when you come with or participating in and taking part in the old archetypes that are falling? How do you keep your nervous system, your human nervous system, out of fear? How do you stay steady? How do you stay strong so that you can be the one that others turn to as that pillar of guidance, of light, and of strength? The world needs your light and strength. Unfortunately, we've slid back this year because of many that have successfully used some of the events that were meant to be uplifting as a way to turn people backwards or to at least slow them down. So, and everything that you do, and everything that you do in your business, in your life, in your personal life, when you come up against those challenges, are you using the tools and the techniques that you know? Are you seeking out more advanced tools and techniques to, first of all, make yourself solid on your own path? In this time, we won't say it's necessary, but it is to your highest benefit to be fearless. And fearless, we have no word that is the real opposite. Fear is something that is part of your human nervous system, and it can be turned off. Can you be fearless in the space of unprecedented challenges, unprecedented changes? And can you walk the path of faith, of knowing, of belief, of manifesting to create the world that you know that you were born to be a part of? There will be so many in this time that will be strong in their misalignment. It will be tempting to come to their level. Our challenge, our carrot, if you will, in this time is for you, above all else, to keep yourself strong and centered in your own practice and keep so strong in your vision of what this world can be, what it is meant to be, what it is its destiny. The destiny is going to happen no matter what. The question is, how long will it take you personally to live out the benefits of a destiny of an entirely healed planet Earth? And make no mistake about it, that is where Earth is headed. There will be pockets where that will happen first. The children that are born today are all born ready for this. It is merely how difficult the path and how difficult as collectives, as groups, as different civilizations and organizations of societies, and even families and personally, how difficult are you going to make this path for yourself? Because honestly, your human nervous systems and your human egos like to think that things need to be difficult and hard. And in the past, this was true. It was part of the game on planet Earth. So the time for that game is over. It is wrapping up now. And it can be wrapped up immediately if you have the skills and if you have done the practice. So the practice for you in this time of rapid evolution is to do whatever you need to do to clean up the old erroneous beliefs of the past and to make the quantum leap to the higher dimensions, the higher civilization that you are now birthing. This civilization has already started and it's already born. There are people on your planet already that you are not aware of that are already living this. They already have a complete fourth dimensional civilization. You will be meeting these people at some day. Some of you in the not too distant future. Some of you will be meeting these people in your meditation. Some of them you may actually be meeting in the physical world. So your goal, your vision is imagining and living and doing what it takes, doing your part for where you live in the world, for the problem and solution that you need to solve for yourself, and then taking that and sharing it for those that are ready. This is a really important part because it can be very frustrating for you as you see people and you see communities that need what you have, but you have to allow them to come to you. This is sales and marketing on a different level. This is manifested sales and marketing, as well as a higher ethical standard. Everybody must do their upgrading as a consciousness, as a human, of their own free will. You must be the attraction, and you do that through the physical actions you take, absolutely, but more in this time than any other time on your earth. And going forward, it is about the codes that you have within you. It is about the codes that are in your energy body, the codes in your aura. Have you done the work? Have you done the processes to fully embody the solutions that you're going to be sharing with others? I notice the word we use is sharing. We are at a time between two paradigms of how we exchange services and goods on your planet. You are both in the third and the fourth dimensions at this time. So there will be things that you do that run through your monetary systems as you know them. And we say as you know them because they're going to be changing vastly, quickly, rapidly, and they already are in some cases. And you will still be continuing to exchange goods and services with a monetary structure of some sort. There will be much more variety going forward in how this happens. Yes, we hear some of you thinking cryptocurrencies, yes, but there will be others as well. There will be a return to precious metals, and there will be return to other forms of exchange that really are not well known on your planet, although they're being tested out and being tried. And eventually we'll be moving into a time where you will be manifesting directly and you will have exchange, but there will not be money involved. This is a higher dimensional way of being. That is how we participate with each other. We do exchange. We do exchange sometimes even between different dimensions, but we don't use money in the way that you know it. But in the meantime, you need to do both. The best way for you to attract your well-being, because it is more than just finances, the way that you attract peace, the way that you attract the way your societies will be organized going forward. And there are many archetypes on your planet right now, energetically, that will govern how these structures will be manifested. Many of you, this is your role. There are some of you here that come from countries that you think, wow, how could we ever see the end to the problems that we have? And through the inner healing, it will happen and you will become world leaders. You will show the world and beyond that, you will show others in other dimensions how amazing, how difficult it was, how deep the roots were of some held beliefs that held you back, that caused conflict. And you will be able to resolve them at paces that you can't even fathom right now. Many of this will be happening very quickly. And it is through these processes of deep inner transformation, of healing, of removing not only your personal issues, we like the word karma, some of you might not be comfortable with that, and removing at the family level, removing at the ancestral level. And from that, great tidings of joy will occur as people that thought that they were on opposite sides realize that all along they were one. All along you were one. You will see as this starts to congeal, as more and more people step into this energy, that problems just dissolve. They just disappear. And it happens very easily. You will find that your planet heals. You will find that the new technologies that have been, for the most part, repressed are just so easy to spread. And the challenge was in the past, not that the technologies weren't good or they weren't available. And yes, there was corruption in holding them back, but that wasn't the real reason they were held back. It was because of the consciousness level and the belief systems. And this is the thing that needs to go. And this is being done in many ways on your planet right now. We see the majority of the focus on this in financial areas, in people's personal finances. Remove your blocks, remove your blocks. Remember, it is all just a game of hide and seek, and it is time to stop the hiding. It is time to come out of hiding from yourself. It is time to shine a light on the things within yourself that you haven't wanted to face and heal them. Because when they're healed and brought into the light and you have the codes within you, within your energy body, you can bring others along with you on the same path. Teaching them the techniques for their level of appropriateness in order to follow the same path as you. And it will happen quickly. The more that are on board with this, the more that are doing these inner processes, the faster the consciousness of the planet raises, and everybody has to come along. One that is connected, one that is fully enlightened, that has no karma, that has no past erroneous believing left, balances the energy of a million that haven't even recognized that they need to do this. So as you can see, there are some of you here where it will take very few of you to turn your entire countries around and come to this higher level of consciousness. And it will become normal. It will become mainstream in ways beyond what it even is today for people to do the inner work. It will become part of going to business. It will become part of your families. It will become part of your communities. Oh, we are having an issue. We are having an issue in our environment. Let us come together. We might not call it healing, but we are going to do the inner healing on that. And as that happens, the solutions will manifest themselves. They have to. Of course, there will be a joyful action journey that you must take. You might have inspired ideas, and that will be such a joy for you. It will be a joy for you, and it'll be a joy for the ones that you serve, because they'll think, oh, I didn't know it could be this way. And this is the grand game that you came for. You came for the grand hide and seek. You have hidden the fact that you are master creators. Some of you might call that divine creators. You have hidden the fact that you are at your essence love, and so is everybody else. Even the people that seem like they would never be interested, they could never understand. Within them is a little child, a little baby that just wants to be loved. So this is about bringing about deeper and deeper levels of love in everything you do. And love is the most potent, powerful, and clear manifesting tool that you can use. Yes, you will have to do things in terms of developing messages. We will use the term marketing messages or social media messages because they're ones that you're familiar with. You will use things to get your messages out to the world, and you will receive your guidance on how to do that. But if the inner codes aren't there, there's no amount of external work that can make up for that fact. And this is confusing for many at this time, because in the third dimension, you can focus, you can manifest, and you can make things happen even if you're not qualified. In the fourth dimension, there is a higher level in expectation of ethics required. Everything must be authentic. This is a deep part of the transformation that's going to be taking place in your planet, especially around the area of finances. In the fourth dimension, where everything is vibrationally based, and you will be marketing, you will be attracting, you will be building communities based on the fourth dimension. That is the easy way to do it. I mean, it saves years and years of time and what you can do, but there is no faking it. You must do the inner processes for this to happen. And when you do, you barely have to try. There will be a joyous creating, a joyous sharing, and miraculous across the globe interactions, or miraculous people that live nearby that you never really knew before, and that were never in your mind in this life be interested in what you have and what you're offering, that will suddenly find themselves attracted to you. But if you try to do it the other way around, it will fail. You will run into challenges at best, and in most cases, get no outcomes or no results. This is for your own protection. Now, of course, with manifesting, if you focus enough, you can get results, but it will be exhausting and they will be fraught with difficulty. It is our wish for you, of course, according to your own free will, that you make this a joyous and easy path. And for those of you that are really guided to be those higher level guides, teachers, spiritual teachers, whatever you call it, if you're not comfortable with that term, change makers, those that have come to be the ones that inherit the earth, the ones that make the earth the paradise that it had the destiny to be. And you eagerly took on these missions. So, what are the practices that you must do? First of all, giving yourself time out daily or more than daily. Doing inner healing practices that are at a level that are appropriate for you. Taking into account everything that you do in your business. Am I doing this out of fear? Am I doing this because somebody else looks good doing it? Or I see that it's working for somebody else? Or am I doing this because it is my authentic journey? There are some of you that are on this call right now that will be doing things that you have never seen anywhere before. And it is going to require deep knowing, deep faith, deep trust, and eliminating all distractions to do it, because many will try to convince you not to do it. In fact, this is true for many of you. Putting your own well-being, your own focus, your own clarity as the highest priority, even above that of your family, is the most important thing right now. Kira was trained as a lifeguard when she was younger, and this was intentional in this life so that she would understand you cannot help another person from a place of weakness. Otherwise, both people fail. In the case of lifeguarding and swimming, both people can drown. So the most important thing that you have to do, if you choose to help others, is make sure you're coming from a place of strength. And that means doing your own inner practices to the best of your ability and learning new practices where required to move you along the path faster. It requires taking a fine-tooth comb through your businesses, through every part of your life, and continuing to do this on an ongoing basis because the energies are changing extremely rapidly. We tell Kira, she's like, oh, I've done this. And they're like, no, that was for last year's energy. You need to do a new one for this year. And she gets a little irritated. And she does it because she understands that the codes are different and she is different. And what the messages people need to hear are different. So we encourage you not to be frustrated if you need to redo things and if you need to throw out things that have been dependable and a part of what you were doing professionally for a very long time, or maybe even a short time, and you've just discovered it and you think it's wonderful. And then you realize, oh boy, we've outgrown this already. So the most important part of where your planet is going right now is being able to let go of things. And we understand that the grieving process is something that happens with humans as they have an attachment or a familiarity with everything that they once knew. Get used to doing this. Everything there where you're going is going to be so much more spectacular than anything you've ever seen before. And when you get there, even if you have to go through difficulty to get there, the magnificence on the other side is absolutely worth the journey. You cannot believe how spectacular it will be. And you have the freedom, you have the will, you have the choice as to what that journey will look like for you. Another thing we want to caution you about at this time is being willing to have the easiest journey you personally possibly can and to allow others to be in great discomfort. There are many at this time that have chosen the path of discomfort because it is the fastest path for them to evolve. And they have chosen this, maybe not awareingly at a physical level, but at a higher dimensional consciousness level, they have chosen it with their free will. It is up to your discernment to be able to tell what to do with those people. Some of them, bless them and let them go on their difficult path because it is their path of greatest evolution. Do not stop them. There is karma for you. If you find that you are receiving information on how to help these people, do so, but do it attractor-based. Do it allowing free will. And this is something that is not well understood on your planet whatsoever. There are very few on this planet that truly understand free will, that understand and respect their own rights. Never mind, where does my right end and where does somebody else's begin? Many understand I will not overstep my rights to somebody else, but they're still learning, where do I tell other people that they must stop and what they're doing. And this is a great theme on your planet right now, and it is one that is necessary to be removed in order to be at the highest levels that your planet is capable of being and in the time frame. So again, this is a new theme that applies to business that wasn't in the standard in the past. Kira had a luxury business in the past. The only ethical standard is did the person pay for it, and did I provide what I agreed to provide? For many of you, the ethical standard is going to be much higher going forward. It is going to involve, is my processes, my techniques, my products, are they appropriate for the audience? And it is your responsibility to do both sides, to market and attract, and to make sure that you are providing things that are appropriate to the level of development and the intended outcome for your audiences. you can only do this when you have a complete abundance mindset, when you have removed within you limitations, lack, and any of the old programming of how business was done on this planet. There are many places where we see people are making attempts to educate others on different aspects of this type of marketing, but it is still, we would say, in its infancy stages. It is barely being understood. And the reason why it is having a hard time being understood is because of people not understanding the higher dimensional energies, having people understand the attraction base and the vibrational base world that your planet is and has been in 100% since the end of 2018. So we wish for you the most joyous journey. We wish for you, above all else, that you do the inner journeys that you need to take to be of service at the level that you're capable of doing. We wish for you, above all else, that you be beacons of light in challenging times. And make no mistake, there are challenging times coming. Unfortunately, more challenging than what is required or what we're on track for at the beginning of 2020. However, with enough doing the work, with enough doing the processes, with enough following your intuition about where you're going, this can be minimized and in some cases prevented and rectified. This is why intuition training and why Kira is doing this at this time. Teaching intuition really is not a part of her intended mission for her life. Although teaching these techniques is a part of certain aspects of what she is to teach leaders. So she was asked to do this energetically to help as many of you as possible to have the trust, the faith, the inner removal of blind spot pattern clearing techniques as possible to help you go with faith, with peace in your heart, into a world that is unlike anything you have ever seen and known before. To help you have the faith and the techniques to follow the templates and the archetypes that are being shared with you and showered upon you from the higher dimensions. And yes, all of you have guides and all of you are channeling, but maybe not to the degree that Kira is at this time. Many of you will be able to do this. Maybe not channeling in words like this, but you'll be able to do what she does in terms of channeling archetypes, in terms of channeling processes, products, trainings, programs, all kinds of things, even new ways of living and being that you will be sharing with others. But you need to hear them and you need to be clear in order for them to work. This is another thing where many of you are challenged right now. And this is something that we wish to help you going forward in the future. We weren't planning on taking any questions today, but Kira will share with you how you can do that after this. Whew. Wow, sorry guys, that's the longest I've ever channeled before. Honestly, I don't know a lot of what was said, and I usually have to go back and listen, which is kind of weird because people will say, oh, I love what you said, and I often don't know what that is. So I am going to be in the next class, going to be teaching you the first step in how to tune in and to do what I do. Now, Lisa has gracefully and graciously put in sorry, I'm still a little in the higher dimensions here, has put in the chat, sorry, that's what it's called, chat, of how to sign up for that. So I'm going to be teaching you to do techniques that tune in. So in order to be safe, to do this, my guides always give me techniques that are safe and appropriate, and I've received energetically that everybody that is here on this call today will be eligible to do that. And I follow very strict processes. I was trained in manufacturing and quality control. That was my first job ever. So I know how to do this, and I'm going to be watching you all energetically. So what's going to happen is I'm going to teach you how to tune in and how to do it the fastest way and be able to actually get messages for yourself. You will get messages. You will get things that are going to help you move forward. And every person that I've ever taught this to has gotten at least something. Even people like, there's no way I can do this, they get something. So feel free to share today's channeling with anybody you know that needs to hear this. We are all in this world together, and the more that we have in a higher timeline, the better it's going to be for many around the world, which was why I was asked energetically to teach intuition and to start channeling. Honestly, I never wanted to do this. I didn't even like to tell people really that I could do these things. So I'm going to be putting this video link up on chat. I will take out anything that conversation at the beginning or anything private that was said. And I can hardly wait to see you. I can hardly wait to see what you come up with, because always I even learn when things happen, and I'm amazed with the ideas that people are receiving intuitively what to do. So we are in a time of massive, rapid evolution in human consciousness, and it's unprecedented for what is in recorded human history. We're at the leading edge of ideas that are going to positively change the world, and they are radical. They are so different than anything that we are used to. And just so you know, intuition isn't just about getting the concepts. It is about getting them grounded and having them work and actually make a difference in the world in real ways. So the types of things that people get in meditation, and the ones that I teach anyways, are how to do and how to use the things that you've got. So I'm just going to give you an example of something that I got yesterday. I was given a new topic that I need to cover. I was given what platform to put it on, what social media platform, and I was getting how to do it, what to say, how to say it, and what the title should be, who to market it to. And honestly, that saved me weeks of research and wasting time on creating content, like putting it out to a whole bunch of different platforms and trying it in different ways. So, and then right after that, I channeled a workshop that was about an hour long. So all of that took me like, you know, an hour and a half. And in the past, if you're just doing that without following your intuition, that can be weeks or even months of work. And also, I was saving time not doing things that aren't going to work, that are topics that aren't going to resonate over the next few months that are going forward. So your intuition can give you that level of specificity. being that specific, it can be that specific. It can give you that kind of detail when you learn, and you learn how to tune in, and you learn how to listen. And the techniques that I teach people how to do that. So this can only be done live. There will be no recordings of the next class. And the reason why is I'm going to be, and my guides are going to be with everybody energetically and making sure that everybody is safe. And I will be giving any corrections that are necessary based on that. So if you do have any questions, you can message me on Hub. I think you should all know how to do that by now. Thank you again to Lisa. I know she had to drop off for another call. But if you have any questions, you can message me on Hub. And if you, I know Lisa was asking if you had things you wanted to ask. Unfortunately, the guys had a really long message today, but I do channel every Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Not sure what time that is in Europe. It might be early morning, but I do channel messages on there. If you'd like to come to that, I'd be happy to give you channeled messages there. So that's all I've got for today. I really hope, yeah, it is pretty early in the morning, I know. But maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe in the fourth class, I'll see what the guides say if we can do and answer any questions that you have there. So I'm going to take a wrap here. Send me any messages you have. I am so thankful for you all being here today. And I really hope that I can see you all so that I can help you do what I do so that more of us can really get this planet where we know it can be the amazing place it can be. So thank you all to everyone. I'm going to hang up now and have a beautiful day, evening, wherever it is, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.